Good morning to everybody. Welcome to the class after the long gap of the
Morning, sir.
summer vacation as well as the GMS number 99, 31 July 2020 up to section paragraph 4 or serial number 4, subsection 1 clearly says all educational institutions and plus schools and colleges and coaching centers throughout the state will be closed up to 31st August 2020. Then the circular of the Kakatiya University made it very much clear that the classes will be commenced from the 1st of September, and today is the 1st September. The classes were started. So, welcome back to the online classes of Professor Hussain for teaching the remaining part of the interpretation of the statutes for the fourth semester, second year LLB 3YDC. Yes, chat, I have seen it. Good morning, chat is there. Yes, very good morning to
Morning, sir.
you. Yeah, participants are there. Yes, they are joining one after another. Yes, welcome to the class. Yes, I could see here Mangi Lal, Gayatri, Arun Kumari, Chinni Praveen Kumar, IT Rama Rao Garu, and Likhita Madhavi, Marty Nageshwar Rao. Yes, but I could not see other those who are regular. Like I could not see Kannaboina is not present over here. But anyway, Narendra Nayak and Srikant D is present. Yes, all are you welcome to my today class. I don't know how many could know that where we left. Anyone? This is a good morning salutation which I left on the screen, and I'm sure that you could see the screen and which I shared to you. Yes, anybody can give the reply, so that I could know that, yes, yeah, C.H. Arun Kumari and Mangilal, and I'm sure that everybody is waving we cannot say seeing and watching, better use the word, watching on the screen which I shared to you. Can you able to see it? Anyone can open it and can give the reply.
Yes,
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 sir.
sir.
Very good, very good. That is the confirmation which I want from you. And anyone can give the reply to me that where we stopped. Yes, anyone can give the reply to me that where we stopped. Sir, we don't know where we stopped. As far as my knowledge goes over there, we dealt internal aids and we dealt external aids. These are the things, and the effect of a repeal is there. Better we will start in a reverse manner this time, so that till the examination date would be there, and it goes with the revision as well as repetition also, because I'm starting from the reverse side now, so that we could reach to the point. What is the reverse side here? What it means by reverse side? Anyone? What is meant by reverse side? Unmute your yes. IT Ramarao garu. I did not see your icon, either the video or audio. Your microphone is not visible to me. Whether you closed it or whether you muted it, unmuted or disabled or enabled your camera, because I could not see the camera and I could not see anything over there. Yes,
From back,
reverse.
sir.
Uh,
Reverse side means from back.
yes, what is meant by reverse side?
From back, sir.
Yeah, yeah. That's how actually what I want. When you start from the reverse side, then you can the unit 5 is there. Then the methods of interpreting substantive and procedure laws. That's my meaning. So we'll start with the method of interpreting the substantive and procedure laws. I am sure that everybody knows what is substantive law and what is procedure law. Narendra Nayak, you are welcome because you are shared with the 1900, I think 0680 1099. May I ask Narendra Nayak, can you unmute your microphone and tell me what is the distinction between the substantial law and procedure law? See, I asked the particular person, at that instant, that particular person should have to give the reply to me, no other person. I repeat,
Sir. Good morning, sir.
very morning, very morning. You are welcome to my class, Narendra Nayak. I could say your rule number also. Now, can you tell me the what is the distinction between the word substantial law and procedure law?
Sir, I don't know, sir.
Yes, at least I would happy that at least you have given the transparent reply rather than beating around the bush. Now I can ask anyone and unmute it and give me the answer.
I think it explains the rights and remedies in case of violation of those rights. Substantial, I think, sir.
Hmm. Anybody support her view? Supplement?
And the citizens also need to understand the rights, sir.
Okay, I
For
appreciate.
example,
I appreciate.
penal, penal code, Indian contract law, etc.
Okay, very good, very good. I appreciate the way that you did the answer. Yes, anybody will supplement to her, consolidate to her, solidify her. Solidarity could be shown over there. Add the other supplements to the answer. Please unmute it and you can speak. Other people mute. Yeah, other people they can mute. Those who wants to speak, they can unmute it and they can speak. Yes. Madhavi, you kept it your microphone. You want to speak, you can speak. Otherwise, you can mute it. IT Ramarao will not be seen, neither the microphone nor any other thing. Yes. Any other person? Yes. What the students say? Yes. Now mute. Everybody can mute. Yeah. Now, Satyanarayana Pranga, do you want to add something?
Substantial law defines legal relationships, sir. I think only
From individual to individual, or individual to the state, or individual to anybody, or anybody to anybody?
individuals, sir. Individuals.
Why individual can't we file a state if the state violates any other fundamental rights? For instance, police had did the lathi charge where the person has died in the what I say in the prison, rather we can say jail death or custodial death. At the time, can't we bring a case against the policeman in that respect because a person's right and duties are violated over there? When the remedy is available over there, the remedy is available, definitely it will be available because under the article of the constitution as well as in other acts also at the time, because at that time we can say it's a substantial law. If a person who drinks or who has taken the drinks intoxicated and drives it, and he will be punished or he will be fined or he will be imprisoned and fined or both of them, this is the substantial law. But when you come to the procedural law is concerned, we can say that how to implement this right or violation or remedy, the procedure is said to be the procedural law. Means to implement the substantial law, procedural law should be needed. Without the procedural law, it cannot be possible. Generally, whenever I giving the lecture to the students to explain them regarding the difference between the substantial law and the procedural law, I give one example. Can anybody will give that example which I gave in the class? To make the I demonstrated and I have shown in the class and I explained the difference between the substantial law and procedural law. Yes, anybody can unmute their microphone and can give the answer to me. Five, four, three, two, 1, 0. That means either people they don't know or they don't want to speak. Sir, we know the answer, but we cannot know how to unmute it and speak. Yes, anyone? Yeah, the example which I have given is see the substantial law says a person who comes to my class late, he has to bow and enter into the class. That is a substantial law. Then procedural law says where to bow, when to bow, how much to bow. I made the demonstration also. Like I told, demonstration I did in the class is I went outside and entering the class. At the threshold, I bow myself and without disturbing the class, I entered. This is number one. Number two, I entered in the room. I stand in front of the lecturer, looking at his eyes. I bowed it. Then I went to the particular bench where is vacant. Then I sat it. This is the second method. And the third method, I knocked the door and I asked, "Sir, shall I come in? Shall I get in?" Then I bowed myself in front of the lecturer or in front of the students. Then I went over there and I sat over there. So the three methods which I did it. And which is the best method according to the procedure is concerned? Yes, anyone can give the reply. Sir, you explained in such a way that we did not follow it. See, I gave merely the explanation.
Procedure law, sir.
No, that is the procedure law, but I made the three ways, the way that I bowed it. But which one is the best way?
Without disturbing, we just enter the class.
You can give the answer. Number one is good, number two is good, number three is good.
Can you say again, sir?
Okay. The number one, what I did know, I went outside there, I am entering into the classroom. At the threshold, I bow myself. Then I entered into the classroom and sat in the back, wherever the seats are vacant. Number two, I came inside. Then in front of the lecturer, I stood and I bowed myself. Then I went and sat in the class. That is the second one. The third one is, I knocked the door and I tapped the door. Then I asked, "Sir, may I get in?" Then I came inside. By looking at the lecturer and looking at the students, I bowed myself. Then I entered into the place where the seats are vacant. These are the three ways that I explained you now. Then these are the procedures. These are the procedures. Which one is the best procedure?
Second one.
So you want to say that I came inside, I stood in front of the lecturer, then I bowed myself, then entered into the class, and where the seats are vacant. Yes, anyone can. C.H. Aruna Kumari. Yes, now you said you muted it. Anybody can make it the answer for the question which I posed over there to see that whether you are following me or not.
Third one, sir. Third one. By knocking door and
Means knocking the door and asking, "May I come in, sir?" Then bowing in front of standing in front of the lecturer, then bowing at him and bow to the class, then went into the back benches where the seats are vacant and sat there. So the question comes over there because you already heard my law of thought, and where the first semester I explained the way one should have to do. A prudent man, one should have to do it. A prudent man, I use the word prudent, Prudent, prudent man supposed to do it. So that I explained you at that instance. I don't know how many people will understand it, which way is the best way. So the best way is, yes, anyone, still. Yes, what is the best way? Sir, we don't know, sir, what is the best way. You only give the answer for the question because you put the question and you give the answer to us. So the best way is the first one. Yes.
The class.
Yes, please tell me.
You have to take the permission before we enter into the class.
So that is your answer. So my point is, first you are late. Second, you are knocking the door and asking the permission and disturbing the class. So how could you do in that way two mistakes at a time? And again you are entering it, means a lecturer class will be deviated. That is another thing. So the best method is the first one, where you can bow yourself whether the lecturer is looking at you or not, and whether the students are looking at you or not, and they enter into the class. That is the way, the best way, without disturbing anybody and giving the respect to the class, including the lecturers as well as to the students. So that is the procedure one should have to adapt it. So substantial law says about that when to bow and what. Substantial law says that you have to bow it who comes late, and the procedure law says that how to bow, when to bow, how much to bow. It will clearly give such an idea. So now we will see what way that we can make it out regarding the both the things are concerned. Yes, before I could go further, just for the for your sake, I want to share something. And here, I shared something here. Can you tell me what is that? Anyone? Yes, anybody? Because now it is everybody's current topic is there regarding the because yes, anyone can give the reply for my question. What I've shown on in the on the screen.
Sir,
What is that?
bike, sir.
Bike. Yes. Then I want to know. It is a motorbike. I know. Is it Royal Enfield bike? Hero Honda bike?
No, Harley Davidson bike.
Pardon?
Harley Davidson bike.
Harley Davidson bike. Why the Harley Davidson bike is on the everybody's lips nowadays? See, you can see I am magnifying it so that you could see that name of why this bike is very much famous now in the WhatsApp. See, it is written with Harley, Harley, Harley Davidson. Could you see it? Yes, anybody? Again, I will show you the thing. Here it is clearly written Harley, not D, Harley, Harley Davidson bike. Why it is famous now? Yes? Anyone?
Restrictions on the
Anyone?
sales in India, sir.
Pardon?
Restrictions are made for sale in India, sir.
Is it the hot topic of the Harley Davidson bike? Anyone? Hurry up and give me the answer. It is the reason for that one is now you can see it. Yes, tell me.
Pollution.
It
Chad
is
Bhushan, we get one rupee fine.
1 rupee fine is there because you
Smoking
cheated.
gutta in
Justice Babde sat on the Harley Davidson without using the mask and helmet because I don't know because what is the truth? They say it's a stationary. It is not riding. Just for the sake of stationary, he made it just a trial to sit over there. But I don't know what was actually the thing is there. But anyway, the 1 rupee fine would be there. That is the reason I would like to say that this is a Harley Davidson motorbike. It is in Bihar. It is one of the governor and I think he is the minister, I believe, BJP minister, and it is the worth is 50 lakhs. That's I want to share you because I would like to see whether the students are quite aware of this situation or not. That is my intention to show this thing. Not I am selling the Harley Davidson bike. Yes, coming to the point of the procedure law is concerned again, or substantial and procedure law. Yes, which I shared on the screen now. Procedure law versus substantial law, or substantial law versus procedure law. Which is the first one? Which come first? Anyone? Which come first?
Substantial.
It is the substantial law comes first, next procedure law comes because the substantial law is there. Then with there is no procedure law, of course, there is the existence of the procedure law comes only when the substantial law would be there. Hence, it's more better to write in this fashion: substantial law versus procedure law. So, what is the procedure law and what is the substantial law? So, I gave already that, but I would like to show with the screen also the distinction between the substantial law and a procedure law, which I want to make it out. When you could see it, then you can understand more. That is the intention of mine. Yes, here I made it clear, very much clear, and I will magnify it, I enlarge it, I will zoom it so that you could see the total screen. I think now you could able to see the total screen. Yes, I will a little. I will. Yes. Now you could see the total screen. Substantial law. What the substantial law says is they create a rights and duties of a parties. Number one. Number two, concerned with the rules themselves as opposed to the procedure on how to apply them. Number two, and provides a remedies when the rights are violated. Here the words are rights are violated is say, but when you say in the contract, you will say at the time it is breached, we will say. We don't say the violated. When the contract terms are breached, that's the word that you use it. Because the substantial law comes both in the civil as well as the criminal law. Yes, it defines the offenses and prescribes the punishment. That is the, of course, he has used the Pakistani penal code, but I use the slide of that thing and Indian penal code. We can take it the example. So, what is the example for the substantial law? Anybody? Anybody can give me the answer for the question. Yes. What are the example of the substantial law?
IPC.
Yes, you can unmute it. Give me the answer.
IPC, sir.
See, just before I told you the Indian Penal Code is that constitutional law is the substantial law and law of contract also substantial law where the rights and remedies are there, where the remedies are available over there, or breach is available over there, Transfer of Property Act and many other acts where the rights and duties and created the things are there, they are set to the substantial laws. So what is the procedure laws? Then I already made it very much clear on the screen, you could see it. Can anybody would read what is given in the screen? Yes? Anyone can read. Unmute it and you can read. So that I could know that you could able to read. And I would like to see how is your accent also. Yes. Please read.
Deals with procedures on how to apply law.
Yes, read.
Consists of steps of guiding principles or rules of practice to be complied with or followed in the administration of justice or in the application of substantive law. Referred to as adjective law, example, criminal procedure code and CPC.
There is some EG also it is written over there. What is this EG?
Examples, example ratio.
What is the full form of it?
Example ratio.
Exempli gratia. EXEMPLI. Exempli space gratia. GRATIA. Yes. See the way that you read. See the way that I am reading. Here the difference between the two. Heading procedure law. Number one, deals with the procedure on how to apply law. Number two, consists of steps or guiding principles or rules of practice to be complied with or followed in the administration of justice or in the application of substantive law. And the last one is referred to as a adjective law, e.g. that means exempli gratia, CRPC and CPC. Did you see the difference between your reading and my reading? Yes, anyone? Anyone? I made number 1, number 2 and number 3 because there the bullets are there even though numbers, but it's said to be the first point, second point and third point. So that is the way of reading the point wise. It is very easy to remember the things. That is only the difference between the thing. Like if anybody asks you, what is the spelling of apple? Anyone?
APPLE.
Yes, that is the my purpose of asking is I want to know how do you pronounce it? How do you spell it? The best way that now that my student, one of the lady student, the female student gives the correct answer. APPLE apple. We should not supposed to say APPLE apple. Is it clear? So that is the, even when you read, when you are reading also a art in that fashion that you are supposed to read it. Yes, that is the distinction between the two. Then I would like to show some other thing, the distinction between the procedure laws and substantial laws. This is also the body of law that defines criminal offences and their penalties Also substantial law like the IPC and procedure law is the body of law that governs the ways in which the substantial law are to be administered. Administered. What is written later on after administered? Yes, anyone?
Sometimes call
After administered, what is written?
adjective or
Now, after administered, what is the punctuation mark it is given?
semicolon, sir.
Yes, that's I want to. That's but when you are reading, we need not to read it. We can overlook it. But when you want to very much specify it, administered, then the symbol is when I asked you, it symbol is or punctuation is semicolon, sometimes called adjective or remedial full stop or period or dot. So that is the way. When what are the examples of this procedure laws? Anyone? Examples of the procedure laws. Yes. Why you are not giving example for the procedure laws? Yes. Is it difficulty? You don't know the example of the procedure laws? Yes, anyone? Criminal procedure code, civil procedure code, law of evidence, party is substantial law, party is procedure law. That's why we will say adjunctive law, ADJUNCTIVE, adjunctive law, law of limitation act, because the limitation period is also, it is a procedure laws. And I think arbitration code also there where you can give it. That also will be considered as far my knowledge is concerned. I think arbitration or reconciliation some code, I believe. Yes, that also we can consider it is subject to the verification and you may clarify it. Yes, because I am also human being, because human being only can err. That is called errare est humanum. Yes, next point is here serial number 1. I say number 1 difference, the points of difference of the substantial laws and procedure law is that definition is concerned. There is a distinction because the time is 11:58 now. Still we have roughly 17 minutes in your hand. Yes, number 1 definition is it establishes the right, comma, obligations and duties of individuals with other individuals or individuals with the state. That is the substantial law. In my course of my lecture, I told you between individual to individual, individual to state, state to individual, individual to individual, individual to the group, group to group. Also, I told you that is it establishes the rights, obligations, and duties of individuals with other individuals or individuals with the state. We can say it is a substantial law. And when it comes to the definition of the procedure law is concerned, it lays down the means and methods through which substantial law is enforced. How it can be enforced, that is the procedure law. That is the first regarding the definition is concerned. Then you come to the second definition, not definition, distinction, powers. When the powers are concerned, the substantial law says like this. It has independent powers to decide the fate of each case. But in the procedure law, it does not have any independent powers to decide the fate of each case. It is only the procedure would be followed over there, but fate cannot be decided. Then the third difference is context. It can't be applied in a non-legal context. Only legal context only you can apply it. For instance, you know what is the negotiations or barter? Not barter, bargaining. Anybody? Do you know the difference between bargain and barter? Anybody can unmute it and then speak with me. I repeat, B-A-R-G-I-N, bargain. The next is B-A-R-T-E-R, barter. చెప్పాలా కనీసం తెలియదని అని చెప్పండి కనీసం నాకు, so that I can go further.
Sir, barter means exchanging goods.
Yes, then bargain means బార్గెన్ అంటే తెలియదా అండి? ఎంతకితో ఈ కొత్తిమీర కట్ట ఏంటంటే కదా సార్ 5 రూపాయలకు ఒక కట్ట. అయ్యో 5 రూపాయల కట్ట 2 కట్టలు రాదు 5 రూపాయలకు. అది బార్గెనింగ్ అయితే. బేరాడ ఆడడం బార్గెనింగ్ అంటారండి. బెగ్గింగ్ నే బార్గెన్ అంటారండి. బెగ్గింగ్ వేరు, బార్గెనింగ్ వేరు నాయన. అయితే సబ్స్టాన్షియల్ లా ఇక్కడ ఉన్నదండి, బార్గెన్ చేయొద్దని ఇక్కడ ఉన్నది. సపోజ్ బార్గెన్ చేసినాం అనుకోండి మాల్లా పోయి, అది అఫెన్స్ అండి? యూ టెల్ మీ వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అన్ అఫెన్స్. సపోజ్ ఇవి బార్గెన్ ఇన్ ద మాల్, ఇది సపోజ్ దాంట్లో ట్యాగ్ ఉన్నది, ట్యాగ్ ఉన్నది ఏముంటది 15 రూపీస్ ఫర్ పీస్ అని ఉన్నది అనుకోండి, 10 రూపాయలకి ఇస్తామని అడగడం అది అఫెన్సా?
No, sir.
It is not an offense. Context, it is not offense. But the reason is in the malls there is no bargain at all. The fixed prices are there, the tag is there, and you show it and you can make it out. So it cannot be applied in the non-legal context. So legal context, non-legal contexts are different. And when you come to the procedure law, it can be applied in both the legal and non-legal context. కొన్ని చోట్ల బార్గెన్ చేయొద్దండి, ఎందుకంటే మాల్లో యూ కెనాట్ బార్గెన్ ఇట్. ఎవరైనా బార్గెన్ చేసిండ్రు అనుకుందాం కాసేపటి మాల్లా, ఆ సేల్స్ గర్ల్ సేల్స్ మ్యాన్ మీ హీ విల్ లుక్ ఎట్ యూ ఆర్ షీ విల్ లుక్ ఎట్ యూ ఫ్రమ్ టోస్ టు టో, నాట్ టోస్ టు ఏమనాలండి, టోస్ టు టాప్ ఆర్ టాప్ టు టోస్. వీడు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళొచ్చిండ్రు ఆయన ఈ కొత్త నమూనా అనుకుంటారు. ఎనీవే, సో బార్గెనింగ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ అలౌడ్ ఇన్ ద మాల్ because the procedure is there. You have to take it at a fixed price, and that is the actually the thing. But in other places you can bargain, like in hawkers and vendors we can bargain. Then come to the matter of the fourth point is governs. It governs the rights and duties of individuals. So individual rights are there, corporate rights are there, company rights are there, unborn person rights are there. So the substantial law gives the thing. Even a unborn child also entitled for the inheritance. So when you come to the procedure laws, it governs the stages in which a civil proceeding proceeds. Why civil proceedings proceeds? Even a criminal proceedings also we can use the procedure laws. What is the criminal proceeding procedure? You cannot arrest a woman. Timing చెప్పండి.
Before
6 p.m.
7 a.m.
6 p.m. after not arrested.
After 6 p.m. and before 6 a.m.
6 a.m.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
In case if you arrest also, you have to go with the lady constable.
Lady constable.
Women constable.
And in the police station also, ladies police station, you have to keep it separately. Cell. These are the procedures that are adapted for the. Can you arrest a pregnant woman?
No.
No, sir.
Why there is an exemption?
Chances,
The,
get the permissions.
Might be.
of course they will say, అమ్మా నువ్వు ప్రెగ్నెంట్ ఉన్నది కాబట్టి ఇప్పుడు నేను తీసుకెళ్ళాము, కానీ చెప్పినప్పుడు అని రావాలా మీరు, కనీసం they will give the chance and to them, then they will make it out. Of course we can arrest the pregnant woman, but the point is no, generally if she is a full month, naturally she will take the exemption. Of course the procedures are there and when to do and what not to do, again we can see it, because even though laws are there, some humanity also counts in some places. Yes, come to the point of another thing is application is concerned. It does not exclusively deal with the proceedings inside a court. So the application of the procedure law, it does not exclusively deal with the proceedings inside a court. Generally, the court proceedings are different because there the procedure will be followed. But that's the reason it can say substantial will not deal with the internal matters. But when it comes to the matter of the procedure law, it deals with the happening of a court. Yes, when the court session is in progress, can you enter into the court the way that you want? Anybody? Can you leave the court the way that you want?
No, sir. No. First to go to court, sir.
Where to go? Going in front of the magistrate and bow self and then go.
Yes, sir.
Can you go in front of the judge? Very in front.
No, sir. No.
A prudent man never do such a thing. You can stand where you are sitting over there and bow yourself, then slowly, without any making disturbance, you can leave the court. When you are entering itself also, you can bow yourself at the threshold, then you can enter into the court, or you enter the bow yourself, or you can get into the court, so that the magistrate could have a glance that yes, you have bowed it. So both the way that you can do it, preferably you can enter inside and bow, then you can enter. That is the best way that we can make it out. That is that with the procedure. Then the fifth point is regulation. It is regulated by the acts of parliament or a government implementation. Are rules and regulations or norms or any other thing is said to be a substantial law, and it is regulated with the statutory laws. Of course, the procedure would be there, and wherever the act is passed over there. I repeat, whenever the acts are passed over there also be the rules also be passed. Without the rules are passed over there, the act cannot be implemented. The beautiful example, can you give me in the recent times which act is passed? A 30 years a decade, 30, no, 3 decades, 30 years back, law are repealed and new act has come on July 22 or 24th. Well, all the provisions are implemented in India. What is that act, please? But that act came very long back. But the rules are not framed over there. At least 1 year back only the act was passed. The assent was given by the president. But rules are not framed over there. That's why the act did not come into the existence. జనరల్ నాలెడ్జ్ నాయన రావాలా కొంచెం చదువుతా ఉండాలా. కనీసం నేను నీకు చెప్పాను, ఆ ఫిల్మ్ఫేర్ అవార్డు ఎవరికి వచ్చిందని అడగలే నేను ఇక్కడ. నేను అడిగాను ఏంది కొత్త యాక్ట్ ఏం పాస్ అయింది అడిగాను నేను. సార్
కన్స్యూమర్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ యాక్ట్.
కన్స్యూమర్ ప్రొటెక్షన్ యాక్ట్ అండి. 1986 is November there, then the 2019 was there, but it is came to effect in the 2020, that will be the July 22nd or 24th, I believe. 24th is the total act was total provisions of the act is implemented. Of course, partially it made it to 20, I believe, and later on 24, the full provisions are implemented. So, wherever the act is passed by the parliament, but its implementation, rules should be framed over there. Until rules are framed over there, act will not come into the operation. So, that is the thing which I want to convey to you. So, the time is 12:08, 12:08. Still, we do have in your hand roughly 5 plus 2, 7 minutes is there. Now, I will ask the participants to ask the question. Here I have given the substantial examples are given. The Indian Contract Act of 1872, the Hindu Marriage Act of 1955, the Hindu Succession Act 1956, Maternity Benefit Act of 1961, the Transfer of Property Act 1882, the Factories Act 1948. These are all said to be the substantial law, including the Industrial Dispute Act and the Law of Torts also. సార్ లా ఆఫ్ టార్ట్స్ కూడా సబ్స్టాన్షియల్ అనా సార్? అక్కడ మంది యాక్ట్ అని ఎందుకు లేదు సార్ అంటే, that goes with the according to the custom and rules, and a prudent man supposed to do. Of course, different acts deals with the law of tort, and hence there is no specifically given the act. Like we have the motor vehicle accident act is there, and workman compensation act is there, miscellaneous provision act is there, and some of the tort law is codified, and the code of civil procedure, the first part that deals with the general things. The first part deals with the general principle of law, and the second part deals with the procedure law. That's why the Code of Civil Procedure, part of it is a procedure law and part of it is a substantial law. Negotiable Instrument Act is a substantial law. The Indian Penal Code 1816 also a substantial law. Then the procedure laws which are given over here is the Code of Civil Procedure, the second part of it, and Code of Criminal Procedure 1973, and Law of Evidence, adjective law, that is the part is procedure, part is the procedure law. The Limitation Act 1963 also is a procedure law. So these are the examples of the which has given over there. Now the time is left over there is 12:09. Still we do have in your hand 6 minutes, and where we can why annotation, because it is there on the screen. We can easily the cursor will show it over there, because annotation when you go now again I have to click it, then you come over there, then again go over there, then click it there, the time consuming. So just whenever the person, when I want to read it on the screen which is shared by me to you, then the cursor itself will give the idea that what I am reading. Like a cursor which I have shown here, the Limitation Act 1963 which I made. So now you can ask any other question you would like to ask, because participation also a very important factor. Otherwise, it is a one-way traffic. I don't want my class should be a one-way traffic, and the people should ask the question either in the middle or at the end of it. Yes. Now the end of it, you can ask me any questions. Unmute it, then you can speak. Sir, then camera kuda open chesta sir. Okay, you can open the camera also. I don't mind. But the bandwidth will be reduced if you open the camera. సార్ నా దగ్గర స్ట్రాంగ్ వైఫై ఉన్నది సార్. ఓకే, వైఫై ఉంటే ఇది చేయండి. మొబైల్ డేటా మీద అంటే బ్యాండ్విడ్త్ ఇట్ విల్ బి రెడ్యూస్డ్. ఎస్, ఎనీబడి? లిఖిత, యూ కెప్ట్ యువర్ మైక్రోఫోన్ ఓపెన్. డూ యూ వాంట్ టు ఆస్క్ ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్?
No, sir.
But why did you keep your mic? Yes, because I could see, watch you here, who has kept the mic open and who has kept it closed. Then I would add Sheikh Subhani. You are welcome to my class, Subhani. You can unmute your microphone, then you can speak with me. Sheikh Subhani, are you hearing me? You unmute your microphone, then you can speak with me. At least say good morning. Sorry, not good morning, sir, after 12. Okay, you say, what do you want to say? Good afternoon or good evening? Tell me. I already already posted when to say good morning, when to say good evening, when to say good afternoon, when to say hi, when to say bye, all those things. The types of the greetings I already posted. I don't know how many people see it. Subhani, please tell me. You unmute your microphone, then you give me the answer to my question. సార్ నేను లేను సార్, ఆన్ చేసిన సార్, నేను పోయిన సార్ బయటికి. ఏంటంటే అటెండెన్స్ ఉన్నదా లేదా చూస్తాను సార్. People do such a practice also. They will keep it open, and they'll participate, and they will go and do their own business. Subhani Baba. So the Baba comes under the same category because he kept it, he participated, he went away. Otherwise, why he is not giving the reply? Chat. What is that? It is a good morning, sir. Shubhodayam, sir. Namaskaram, sir. Okay, that is not, it is the Srikanth who gave us such a thing. And షేక్ సుబాని గారు మాట్లాడాలా? అదే కనీసం నాకు చెప్పండి సార్, ఐఎమ్ డమ్, ఇట్ ఈస్ ఎనఫ్ ఫర్ మీ.
సార్ రేపు టాపిక్ ఏంటో ముందు మేము కాస్త ప్రిపేర్ అవుతాం.
అచ్చా అచ్చా అచ్చా, ఎస్ సార్. ఎస్, టుమారో టాపిక్ అగైన్ we will deal the same procedure law and substantial law, because I already shared my things, because today this is the repetition topic. It is not a new topic. The substantial law, procedure law you studied in the first year itself. It is nothing but a repetition topic, which I want to make it out. And again I will refer with some cases in the substantial and procedure law. Then I will, if the time would be left over there, then I will see the conflict between the parent legislation and subordinate legislation. See, because we are going with the reverse order, because I will again concentrate on the substantial and procedure law with the decided cases. Then, if the time would be left over there, then I will go to the conflict between the parent legislation and subordinate legislation. So, the tomorrow topic I am going to cover the part of it. I will ask the recap of it of this substantial and procedure law. Then I will deal about the conflict between the parent, PARENT, parent legislation, and subordinate legislation. I will deal in tomorrow class. Yes. If any other thing would be there, it's well and good. Still 1 minute is left over there. And today topic is nothing but a repetition of the first year or second year. Not first year, first semester. Because when you were teaching the law of contract, when you were teaching the law of tort, generally we will also teach the kinds of laws. There we discussed the substantial law and procedure law and types of the what I say, like laws like criminal law, civil law. We also did a public law, private law, tangible law or intangible law. Of course, there is no tangible law, intangible law, but when the property is concerned, we'll say tangible property, intangible property. At that time, movable property and immovable property, the kinds we will deal in that way. So it is nothing but a repetition. and but still we study it because we know the in depth what is the substantive and processor law. So with this one, I would like to say also to you the thank you. I would like to give the thank you. I don't know whether I kept it or not. Yes, I kept the yes. So with this thank you, I would like to say goodbye to you, and have a good day, because the time is up. Now the 12:15 exactly. Again, you have the next your class at 12:30. Please don't miss the class, and ask every lecturer that what they are going to teach in the next class, so that you could read it and come to the class. Let the class would be the participating class. That is the best way of dealing the class. So with this, I will finish it out, and have a good day. Then we'll stop my sharing, and goodbye and good day to you. And we will meet you tomorrow at the same timings which I started the class. Yes, have a good day. Then end of the meeting. Yes, bye.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much. End of the meeting. Yes, end of the
Okay.
meeting is there.